Hi everyone. We are continuing using our angle pairs that we discussed about on the video, and we're going to be using the properties of the angle pairs that you saw on the PowerPoint. So, in this scenario, they gave you this awesome picture, and they said, find the value of x and y, and the value of each angle containing x and y in it. So we have a lot going on. Okay, so first of all, in order to find the angles containing x and y, we must first find what x and y are. Okay, which looking here, if I look at these two angles right here, when I put this angle and the one beside it together, they form this line. So I know that this angle and this angle form a line and are right next to each other, which means they are a linear pair. And that means they have to be 180 because they form this line. So guess what? These two are supplementary, but before I can find what this angle is right here, which, sorry guys, this should say 4y minus 1 degrees. Before I can find this one, I need to find what this angle is. Okay, so I probably need another angle that has an x in it, which, holy hot dog, this one has an x in it too. Okay, so if I can start by finding x, that'll help me find what these two angles are, which then should help me find what this angle is. So, let's see here. Let's see if these two angles with x in it are any of our special angles that we talked about in the PowerPoint. So, these angles, do you spot this nifty x that these two angles are created by? So, these two angles are created by two lines and they form an x. And when you see that x and the angles are across from each other, that means they form vertical angles. And if you remember from the PowerPoint, vertical angles are congruent. Say what? So this angle is congruent to this one. And remember, when we mark angles that are congruent, you use the same amount of arcs to show that they're congruent. So those two are congruent. So if they're congruent, that means that their angle measures are the exact same. So if this angle measure is the same as this angle measure, how can we solve this thing for x? Holy hot dog, you guys are geniuses. If these two are the same measure or are equal, the way that we solve for x is setting these bad boys right here equal to each other. So let's go. So we have 2x plus 5 equals 3x minus 33. Alright, which if you think you know how to solve for x, I encourage you to try it on your own and then see if you get it right when you're done with it. Alright, so when we have x's that are separated from each other, we want to bring them together. These x's are best friends and they must be together. So before I can move things to the other side and isolate the x, I must join my x's together as one x. Okay, so when we're doing this, the way that I can move my 2x to the other side, it really doesn't matter which one I pick. I can move 3x to the other side or 2x to the other side. It helps, though, if the one that you pick keeps your answers positive, which the 2x will keep it positive. So that's the one I'm going to start with. So the way that I bring 2x to the other side is by subtracting that thing to the other side. Alright, 2x minus 2x cancels out and turns to 0. 3x minus 2x will give me 1x, which is just simply x. So what I'm currently left with is 5 equals x minus 33. So now my x's are together, and I only have 1x now. Now I can push everything to the other side. So this negative 33 right here is irking me, and I need to move it to the other side. So the way that I move a negative 33 to the other side is by adding that thing on both sides. Negative 33 plus 33 cancels and turns to 0. And 33 plus 5 gives me 38. So my x is 38. Yay. Alright, now, I found x, so that part's done, though. Bam. But now I need to find each angle containing an x in it. So let me do that first. Which, although I do know, you guys, that these two are congruent, I'm still going to solve for both because sometimes we make math errors, and this is a good way to check ourselves to make sure we didn't make any math errors. So I'm going to solve for the angle 2x plus 5. And I'm going to solve for the angle 3x minus 33. And if I do this correctly, they should be the same. So, if I know that x is 38, if I substitute those things in for x, then I can solve for my x. So let's get going. All right, so I'm replacing my x's with a 38. So 2 parentheses 38 plus 5. All right, 2 times 38 is going to give me 76 plus 5. And 76 plus 5 gives me 81 degrees. Yay. So I know that this angle is 81 degrees. So if I did this correctly, this one should also be 81. Let's see what happens. All right, so my x is going to transform. Whoa, I got a little crazy. Transform into a 38. So 3, my x is going to change into my 38 minus 33. All right, so I'm going to do some scratch work because I don't know 3 times 38 off the top of my head. So 3 times 38 is going to be, let's see here, 24, 114. All right, so this is 114 minus 33. All right, and let's see here, 114 minus 33 will give me, you guys, an 81. Holy hot dog. All right, so yay, we were correct. Both of them are 81 degrees. All right, and so now that I know these angles, that's going to help me find my y value. Okay, so let's keep going. So now we need to find our y value, which there are 2 options. Let's continue to use our angle pairs, which at the start of the video, I kind of showed you one of them. So these 2 angles form this line right here, which means they have to be 180 because they're a linear pair, which makes them supplementary. So I could say this angle plus this angle equals 180, or I could do the same thing with these 2 angles. So these 2 angles also form this lovely line right here. All right, which means when they add together, they should equal 180 because that's what a line equals and because they're a linear pair. But it really doesn't matter which one I use since they're both the same angle. So now let's solve for a y. All right, so let's solve for y now. Okay, so I'm going to have my 81 plus my 4y minus 1. When those bad boys get added together, they should equal 180. Let's go. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'm going to combine my like terms first. So my only like terms I see on this side are my 81 and my 1, which 81 minus 1 gives me 80. So 80 plus 4y equals 180. All right, and now I gotta start isolating my y, so I need to move everything else to the other side. So I'm gonna bring my 80 to the other side, which the opposite of positive 80 is negative 80. Holy hot dog, right? Which 80 minus 80 cancels and turns to 0. 180 minus 80 gives me 100. All right, let's keep going, you guys. So now we are down to 4y equals 100. All right, my 4 is secretly multiplying to my y. So the way we move that bad boy to the other side is by dividing it on both sides. 4 divided by 4 cancels and turns to 1. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So my y is 25. But I solved for y, but it also wants me to find the angle containing y. So like I did over here for my x, now I need to substitute my 25 in for my y and see what I get. Okay, so now I'm going to be solving for my y, so 4y minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to replace this y right here with the 25, and it will transform into a 25. So 4 times 25 minus 1. Let's see what happens. 4 times 25 will give me 100. And 100 minus 1 is 99. So this angle right here is 99 degrees. And guess what, you guys? 81 degrees plus 99 does give me 180. So yay! So my angles containing x in it are 81. My angle containing y in it is 99. My x value is 38. And my y value is 25. Oh man, that was an awesome vertical angle problem. I hope you guys enjoyed all this problem had to offer. Look at all that. It's beautiful. Awesome job, you guys.